Also, just not gonna go. Come on, no, don't worry about it.
I'm gonna need this chair.
Clap it up. Questions? Questions?
Any questions?
I do have one question.
Mm-hmm.
The question that I have, I wanted to know how you can identify all the 12 tribes of the Hebrew Israelites. I would like to know how you can identify them.
How to identify them in the Bible?
Yeah, how do you specifically each 12? Like, what does Haiti go under? What does Dominican go like?
How do you know Judah is a Negro?
Exactly.
How do you know Haiti is the Levi, etc.?
Exactly. Specifically.
Give me Genesis 49.
Genesis 49. What verse, sir?
Start from the top.
Come. From the book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
Now I'm about to tell you, this is slide. Jacob called all his sons together and said, I'm about to tell you what's going to happen to you in the last days. And just so you could get the context, we're in the last days right now. Right now is the last days. So Jacob called all 12 of his sons together and said, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to you in the present time that we're in right now. Good.
Verse 2, gather yourselves together and hear, ye sons of Jacob.
You.
Ye sons of Jacob.
Good.
Come, and hearken unto Israel your father.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 3, Reuben, thou art my firstborn.
This is Reuben. He's the firstborn. Good.
My might, my beginning of my strength. My might and the beginning of my strength. The excellency of dignity.
The excellency of dignity, meaning if you think dignity, when you think of dignity, the peak of dignity, what describes dignity? If I had to look at something to observe dignity, where would I look? You would look at the Reubenites, or otherwise whoever Reuben is today.
Okay.
You would look at them and you would say, that is the pinnacle of dignity, right? Read on.
Come, and the excellency of power.
And the excellency of power. Where will I see a power shown where I could say, that is an example to be held. That is an example of dignity to behold.
Okay. Verse 4.
He's giving a description
of
who you're looking for. He's describing them.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. Unstable as water.
Unstable as water. So you're going to look at him and say, wow, they have a lot of dignity. Wow, they have a lot of power. And then you're also going to say, damn, they're unstable. You throw a pebble in the water, it ripples all over the place.
Right.
That's not a tank. That's not dropping a person. That's not dropping a huge rock.
Right.
A pebble. Put a feather on the water. It'll ripple. Water's unstable.
Right.
Touch it, it just ripples everywhere.
Right.
That's Reuben.
Okay. Come, thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed.
Thou shalt not excel, meaning you won't do well. Because what?
Because thou wentest up to thy father's bed.
Reuben had sex with one of Jacob's wives, his father's wife.
Okay.
So he had essentially sex with, you can't call him mother, you can't call him mother, one of his father's wives.
Okay.
He had sex with one of his father's wives, and because of that, he said, you will not excel. Because remember, he said, I will tell you what shall befall you in the last days.
Right.
In the last days, ye shall not excel. Right? Read on.
Come. Then defilest thou it. He went up to my couch. Verse 5.
Then defilest thou it. He went up to my couch. Then you sat down in my house as if you didn't do that. Right? Unstable as water. Now you take all of that before you get to the next names. Now you take all of that. Take all of that, and you start to see, wow, well, what people fits this description? What people fits this? This people is fit perfectly by the Seminole Indians. The Seminole Indians are the perfect description. You look at them in dignity and power. They have dignity. They refuse to. There was two, according to the white man and according to even the scriptures, there was different types of so-called Indians over here. Right? You have what you would call the regular native Indians, and you have Seminole Indians.
Okay.
Right? These are also the tribes of Gad and Reuben, right? So even in the Bible, they're separate. So when you look at them, you look at Reuben. Reuben was a certain set of what the white man called Indians who refused to bow to me.
So who do you attribute that to? Modern day.
Seminole Indians.
Okay.
Yeah, Seminole. They're still around. You might not hear about them,
Gotcha.
but they're not as plentiful as the so-called Black American,
Okay.
the so-called Negro.
Okay.
But there are plenty of Seminole Indians around, specifically because a lot of people think that they are Negroes, and you'll wind up being a Native American. You'll wind up being a Seminole out in the future. You don't want to do that when I'm in a teacher.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So that's the Seminole Indians are very much alive.
Okay.
Right? A Seminole Indian, I believe, is the one who told Albert Bivens that we are the Israelites.
Okay.
Right? And he came up here and just a brief run of history. He started the ISUPK.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
He told him, hey, blacks, Hispanics, you are an Israelite. Okay. You're an Israelite. And he came up here and started the ISUPK. Okay. You understand?
Okay.
Seminole Indians are going to be unstable. They're going to have a lot of dignity. They didn't get conquered like the rest of those Indians.
Right.
The rest of the Native Indians, they got conquered, and the Seminole Indians refused to be conquered. They stood their ground time and time and time and time. True brothers might recall me saying in the track we did, I like my woman unconquered like a Seminole. I like my woman unconquered like a Seminole. I don't want her to have 7 partners before she get with me.
Right.
Have 0. I don't want you to have 30. Have 0. You understand? Have 0 and then meet me and then deal with me forever.
Right.
You understand? That's what I want. You know why? The Seminoles show, that's called dignity. And the Seminoles show much dignity. Okay. They show much dignity, fighting the oppressor tooth and nail over and over again. Fighting him, refusing. And that's why he said he has much dignity and much power, because not only did he have the heart to fight him, he had the strength to fight him. You understand? The heart and the strength is what he had to go toe-to-toe against that oppressor. Right? What's some of the other characteristics it said to come?
This is verse 5, sir?
Unstable as water, no, thou shalt not excel. Meaning, at the end of all that tussle, at the end of all this back and forth right here, at the end of all that, you'll still fall. You're going to show dignity, and you're going to show power. But thou shalt not excel. So in the history books, they'll say, oh, they fought, and you'll read that, and then you'll read they fell. Because you will not excel because of what you did to your father.
Right.
So in the last day, he's telling them this thousands of years ago. In the last days, you're going to fall because of what you did here.
Right.
Because what you did here, in the last days, you'll fall. You'll fight. You'll show dignity and you'll show power. And then you'll fall. You'll fall like your brothers. You'll fall. That's how you can identify them as the Seminole Indians.
Okay.
As well as, of course, you got books in the hallway. In the hallway, right? I don't know how that book would be done. Which book? It's not here. Even if you have the tool, it's not here. Even if you go through history, it shows that the so-called Native Indians ran to a land where no man ever dwelt. That's what it says in the scriptures, word for word. But no man had dwelt. They ran there. As a matter of fact, y'all can give me that so I can show this, brother. Y'all give me that. I'll show you right now. Give me 2nd Ezra's 13. and 13 and 36. Second Ezra is 13 and 36. Anybody? Apocrypha. Second Ezra is 13 and 36.
It's the book of Second Exodus, chapter 13.
So make sure he got it. You got an Apocrypha on your phone, brother? You got you have the KJV Bible, you have the Apocrypha. You got that in your phone? What are the Apocrypha in Second Ezra 13?
This is the book of Second Exodus, chapter 13, verse 36. Or Akim have it?
God.
In Zion.
Until you have it.
I like it a little easier. Just crack it open.
Second Ezra is probably from the Bible you have. It's all the way at the bottom. You have it?
Come on, I can.
The book of
They ain't
Second.
got it right in the future. They ain't got it. Just help them find it.
Yeah, you
Y'all
too.
can help them find it.
You too.
Y'all know these books in the Bible at. No. Help them find it. You want him to have it. You to still have it. But you also want him to have it.
Come on.
Come on, Akim.
I'm with his phone, y'all.
Second Ezra's. Come on. I'm only waiting so long because it's his question. So you have to help him get there. I don't want to continue answering his question and he's not following along.
Come on, sir.
I got it.
All right.
It's the book of Second Ezra, chapter 13, verse 36. And Sion shall come and shall be showed to all men.
Zion shall come and shall be shewed to all men, good?
Being prepared being prepared and builded like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands.
37, good.
And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest.
Drop down, read on verse 40. I just wanted to establish this isn't a random. What you're reading here is not just, of course, in the Bible you jump around, like it says, here a little, there a little, like it says in the Bible.
Right.
You don't read it like one big storybook. You jump here and jump there.
That's
I wanted to establish this is the Lord speaking. You understand?
okay.
So jump down to 40.
Come. Verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom
Hosea the king is the book that you know as Hosea. Go ahead.
Whom Salmon Manasseh.
Yeah, that's why I said the Bible is not one book you read from Genesis to Revelation and you think everything is just in perfect order.
Right.
The Bible is a compilation of these books. Was never called the Bible when it was written. This was the book of Hosea, the book of Ezekiel, the book of Zechariah.
Right.
And then the Lord saw fit to instruct us to combine them to a book.
Right.
These were individual books. So these was not, oh, this happened first, and then this happened, and then this. You can't read the Bible like that. You can, but you can't read it and expect. Yes, you can. Perfect. It does not go in chronological order from cover to cover. That's not how it goes.
Okay.
Because obviously you're in the Apocrypha, which goes somewhere in the middle of the Bible.
Something that was even.
And then you got to go back to Hosea and go, exactly, it's completely gone. You understand?
Okay.
So Hosea was king at the time, or Hosea was king. Go ahead.
God. Whom Solomon saw the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them
over the waters, and so came they into another land.
And so came they into another land, okay?
But they took this counsel among themselves.
While they in this other land, they start talking to each other. Now these are the, remember it said those 10 tribes. How many tribes are there?
12.
So only 10 of them he took. And of those 10, they all, when they got to that new land, they start talking amongst themselves. What was they saying? Okay.
Come.
Well, who was reading?
I was. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country.
We'll run away. We're runaway slaves, basically. Don't look at this as, don't look at this as a woman being a whore and jumping on a plane and going to Germany, talking about starting my life over. Or going from New York to LA because nobody knows her in LA and she's starting her life over. No, this is not that. These were runaway slaves. You understand? They were brought here by a king of Assyria, meaning he had power and control.
Right.
You understand? And they were enslaved. And they said, we will no longer be enslaved. We'll run away like Kunta Kinte. We're going to run away. Right?
Come. Where never mankind dwelt.
And remember, it said he carried them over the waters. Meaning when they left the land they was in, he carried them over a body of water into another land. Okay?
Okay.
Either over the Arabian Peninsula, what's that sea right there? The Red Sea, the Dead Sea, Red Sea.
Red Sea.
The Red Sea or the Mediterranean. He crossed them over that water. You understand? Good.
Come. That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
Let's run because let's leave. And we get to this new land, we're going to serve God correctly because that's the reason why we're slaves now. Okay? We didn't serve God, so we're going to run away and become what we should have been before. Okay?
Come.
Reverse.
43. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow places of the river.
By the narrow passages.
Narrow passages of the
Passages. Y'all probably have the same book. That's why. One I have says
narrow passages of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over.
The Lord wanted them to get the hell out of there.
Right.
He said, I'm causing a flood in this area, but since y'all are coming through, I'm going to hold the flood back.
Right.
I'm going to hold the flood back. Y'all come on and come through and get up out of there. Good. That's the proof that every coward that wouldn't escape slavery was a coward. That's why people praise Harriet Tubman and people praise Nat Turner's, because all these cats who sat there and picked that cotton and was just happy to live. Just happy to breathe air. That's what it was. You ain't living. You was happy to breathe air. That's why it's such a great statement that the general makes when he says, you're only here because your father's a coward. Your father wouldn't fight against the oppressor, which is why he lasted long enough to have sex with a woman and give birth to you.
So you believe it was a choice then?
What?
Slavery.
Slavery was a trick. Slavery was because of our actions. We did that to ourselves. We sinned, and so we became slaves. You as a slave, as a man, you decided that I'm going to do this. Harriet Tubman said, let's run. You said, Master gonna kill me if I run. Master gonna hurt. I see you. You said, Master gonna hurt me if I run. If I run, Master's gonna hurt me. Brother, you was supposed to fight back.
Right.
You're supposed to fight back. Of course, your father did not, which is why you lasted so long. You understand? You're supposed to fight back, and you did it. Your father had children, they had children, and here you are. You understand?
How do we, if we want to take it back, not the indigenous or black people who have originally been here, but how do Africans, transatlantic, how do you fight against guns as opposed to you have spears? And
What's the saying they had in slavery? It was one slave master for every how many slaves?
500 slaves.
No, not 5 million. It was a ridiculous amount. An utterly ridiculous amount of slaves will be held captive under one slave master,
Right.
because the slavery was truly on your mind.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
It was truly on your mind. That's why if you go to jail, you have brothers who act a fool in jail. And then you have brothers that do what? Behave and follow every order. And if the police inside the jail want to harass them, they just get harassed.
Right.
You understand? They just get harassed. Somebody come to them and say they want to shank them. No, please, no. Somebody say, hey, man, you're going to do something strange for me, or I'm going to kill you in here. They say, okay. You understand? They say, okay. Because what really shackles a man is not physical things on his wrist. What shackles a man is what you put in his head. That's what shackles a man. If you can get a man to believe the words coming out of your mouth to oppress him, it's much more powerful than a zip tie or a cuff or anything you can do to him physically.
So are you saying through trickery?
No, not through trickery. Through the fact that we didn't man up. You understand? If we were man enough, we would follow the laws of God. We wouldn't be jealous of another nation. If you have the Lord God and you are jealous of another nation, of an Allah, or what's that Indian one, or a Kastiva, or a Hindu, or a Dionysus, or a Shiva, and you're jealous of these people at this God, you are a woman. You are cowardly. You know why? You have a living power.
Right.
God is alive.
Right.
That God is a made-up contraption. You understand? That God is made up.
Right.
They saw your God and was jealous and
Right.
said, I want my God. They know there's one power that made the earth, and they said, no, we won't serve him. We'll create our own. Because that one power chose you. So since that one power, Muhammad did the same thing. That's where Islam comes from.
God.
Islam comes from Muhammad saying, hey, can I be an Israelite? No. Fine. I'm starting Islam.
Right.
That's Muhammad's whole origin story. Can I be an Israelite? No. You're an Arab. This is not a religion you can convert to.
Right.
You're an Arab.
Right.
He said, oh, it's like that? I'm going to start Islam. We won't pray towards Jerusalem. We're going to pray towards Mecca.
Yeah.
You face the east, we'll also face the east, but we're going to face this city instead. You understand? Or y'all have Day of Atonement when y'all fast for a day, we're going to do Ramadan. It was jealousy.
Right.
So for you to then become jealous of people who are jealous of you, it's cowardly. You didn't have the two down here to stand with your God. You were jealous of other people you saw around you, which is why the Lord said, I left the other nations around you to prove you. Serve me while they're around you. While you see the Africans eating dog and the Chinese eating bats and white people doing all types of unsavory things, men with men and women with women, while you see that, you should stand with me. I'm going to leave them around you. I'm going to give you Israel. And around Israel, you're going to see heathen nations.
Right.
And you should behave how I tell you to behave, not how you see them behave.
Right.
And because we didn't have our own tool, we didn't do it. That's what went into slavery. You understand? Kanye is too ignorant to
That's how I was going to ask you. So
properly
articulate it.
You made a choice to sin against God. That's not
Right.
If that was what he was trying to say, he's too ignorant to voice that.
Right.
He's too ignorant. Of course, right after he went on this Israelite spiel, he married another white woman.
Right.
Right.
So, I mean, how serious do you take him?
Right. Right.
Right. He's too ignorant to voice what he needs to voice. He's too damn ignorant.
Yeah,
You understand?
Power.
He has power, but I mean, he's a celebrity. But he's too damn ignorant to voice what he's supposed to voice.
Gotcha.
You understand?
Because he's still pandering.
He's ignorant, though. He's ignorant. He doesn't know that as a man. You cannot sit with the enemy and say that you're supposed to be a man.
Exactly.
That's contradictory.
Exactly. Right. I got you.
That's contradictory. You understand? I could pull example after example in the Bible, but you cannot do that.
Okay.
So the answer to that, what you said earlier, was it a choice?
Right.
We made a choice to sin against God. And we knew what came with that.
Gotcha.
Because it comes with that all throughout the Bible. From Genesis to Revelation, you go into slavery if you sin against God.
Right.
Or he kills you. Or he takes your son. Or he takes your mama. Or he takes your wife. When you sin against the Lord, he does things to you.
Right.
Right. And you still say, I want to be like them. I don't care what you gave me. I don't care about the priesthood and the culture and the tradition you gave me and the laws you gave me. That's going to give me everlasting life. I don't care. I want to be like them. And because of that, we went to slavery. So this isn't as simple as Kanye tried to say slavery was a choice. Yeah, you're right. People could have rebelled. They could have rebelled.
Right.
They could have rebelled. But that's not, that ain't the meat and potatoes of what he means to say to black people, to get black people to do what the hell we need to do right now.
Right.
All of that, you could have rebelled. Okay, that's nice. Now, what about right now?
So, can I ask you a question? So, are you saying that military might had nothing at all to do with slavery?
The Lord had everything to do with slavery.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. If the white man would have came with 100 men and we had 2,000, if the Lord was not with us, we would fall.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
This is not like the white man versus the Chinese man. Who has more people wins.
Right.
Who has better guns and missiles and bombs and technology wins.
Right.
We have a God.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
We have a living God, not an Allah rock,
Gotcha.
not a golden calf,
Gotcha.
not a Shiva with 17 arms coming out her side.
Gotcha.
You have a real God.
Gotcha.
So if you don't obey that real God who can do real things to you, not just sit there as a rock in Mecca, he can actually do things to you, positive or negative.
Right.
He'll allow it to happen to you. You understand? So whether it's, you can say they have more guns than us because the Lord allowed it to be that way.
That's right.
All of them could have tried to fire and the Lord could have locked all their guns up.
Right.
They could have been carrying all their guns and ammo on the ship over to come to them so they can battle against us, and he could have made the ship capsize. Why didn't he? Why didn't that happen? They had more guns than us. Yes, they did, but why? Why did everything unfold the way it did? The Lord is the author of everything.
That's right.
You understand?
Right.
You cross him, you'll see what he can do. You understand?
Can I ask you a question? How much a part of tribes going against other tribes in terms of slavery is concerned, how much of that do you feel is an integral part of
Slavery.
trying to say
Zero.
Right. Zero? So do you feel that they had no part in it?
It was insignificant.
It was that minuscule.
It was that minuscule.
Okay.
You should not listen to. Let me tell you what your oppressor does, and then we're going to get back to your original question about how to identify the tribes. Let me tell you what your oppressor does. What your oppressor does is he says, blacks and Hispanics are two different people. Most of y'all are dark skinned. Most of y'all are light skinned. Y'all not the same. You speak English. You speak Spanish. Y'all are not the same. You fry chicken. You like rice and beans. Y'all are not the same. You like knives. You like guns. Y'all are not the same. In reality, something as carnal and as small as what you like on your plate does not determine what runs through your blood.
Gotcha.
You understand?
Gotcha.
So he tricks you into thinking Hispanics are mostly light skinned. Hispanics are mostly light skinned.
Right.
They're not.
Right.
Go over to their countries. Go over to Brazil and Venezuela and Colombia and Peru and put color to them. They're your color.
Right.
They look like you.
Right.
They're you in Spanish.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
They're you with a whole different language, look just like you.
Right.
Of course, we cannot put them on TV and show them. So what does every Miss Argentina look like? Light skin, straight hair, a little bit of curl in it.
Right.
Because if we show them Miss Argentina with an afro,
Right.
good night.
Right.
Good night. You're going to have us down there.
Gotcha.
You're going to have the men of ISUPK in Argentina saying, Argentina, you are Negro. You're the same thing. You say me no black. You black. So we can't show them on the TV like that.
Right.
We can't put them in a movie like that. We can't portray them like that. You understand? We can't do that. His goal is to make you think they had a big role in it. Yeah, it wasn't just us. We're not just your enemy. They had a big role in it too. Please provide the history. Please provide the proof.
Right.
They like providing one or two instances where a native owned a slave or a Hispanic owned a slave. Ain't the gun. It's a tote in that hallway that got black Indians in it.
So I guess
Tote here. The book Black Indians is in the hallway. It's in the tote with the blue top, the black tote with the blue top. Natives had slaves. And the way that he's
Does that mean that
hold
they were
on,
black?
hold your peace for a second. He's going to write it down and say natives had slaves. 1771 documented this native had 4 slaves. 1839 documented this one had 6 slaves. Documented. He's going to read it today and go, aha! They had slaves. And then you have people who went and talked to the natives. And they said, true you have slaves? And they said, we pretend they are our slaves so that they are allowed to stay with us. When the devil knocks on our door, we say, these are our slaves. You as a black man was chief amongst many native tribes. The chief. Marrying their daughters. You were the chief. Meaning you called the shots. You understand that?
Meaning the ones that were here already, not through transatlantic.
It's too hard. It's too hard. It's too hard. That's what we're getting into. We're going to finish reading this verse, and I'm going to pick back up what I'm saying here. Read 44. Read 45.
I got it, sir. Second Exodus, chapter 13, verse 45. Or Akim have it. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year.
Of a what?
Of a year and a half.
It takes a year and a half on boat to get from where they're at to the new country. Go ahead.
And the same region is called Azareth.
Arsarith also became known as America. Arsarith became known as America. So these 10 tribes got on a boat and came from where they were slaves at over there in the Mideast on a boat for a year and a half to Arsarith, otherwise known as America. So the Indians you say was already here. They weren't on the boat with us. We got the same people. They just came before us.
Gotcha.
It didn't say a random people's want to come. No, it said those 10 tribes. Meaning, these are the 10 tribes of Israel. And the other two, when you get down into the nitty gritty, it was really like 2.5. And like 2.5 came on boats, and like 9.5 came in this scripture we talking about right here. You understand? But 9.5 and 2.5 is 12. You understand?
Gotcha.
So 9.5 came over here. 9.5, 10 came over here. 2.5 came on a boats in the transatlantic slave trade.
Okay.
So now that they're already here, they're fighting with the devil. They're fighting because the devil enslaved them first and said, they're not good slaves. They don't work as good. They don't work as hard. They're dying to the diseases we're bringing. We don't know what's happening. Go grab the ones that's still in Africa. Go grab them. And they grabbed us and brought us over here. And you can look up. We have a book called Lost Tribes and Promised Lands that we don't have here. It's a book called Lost Tribes and Promised Lands. And in that, we do have it, if you can find a damn tool. Don't worry about the tool. Lost Tribes and Promised Lands. A devil, a pale man, went up to one of the Native Indians, and he was sitting in a circle as they're around the fire. And he said, no, they were not saying, hi, you, they were saying, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. That is the Lord's name in Hebrew.
Right.
That's a devil reporting that.
Right.
That's he has no reason to say, they're the chosen people of the Lord. Let's stop harming them. He has no reason to say that.
Right.
He has no reason to say that. He's a devil.
Right.
The father of all lies. He could have just lied. Nobody would know better. But instead, he said, surely they are sitting around this fire saying, Yahweh. Why are they saying this? I don't know, but that's what they're saying. Yahweh, Yahweh. And they have fringes on. Why do they have fringes on? I don't know. But that's what they're doing. They're calling themselves the priests to the Lord. Why they calling themselves that, I don't know. He didn't know none of this, but he's reporting it. You understand? He's reporting it. These people who was already here was our people.
Gotcha.
So when he came, after he brought us over there and enslaved us, he came and says, you got some Negroes here. These are our slaves. These are our slaves. There's paperwork for them? Yeah. These are our slaves. All right, checks out. They were treating them like house guests.
Gotcha.
Not slaves. You understand? And of course, you would say, this is my slave, so that the oppressor doesn't take your brother. You understand?
Gotcha.
Right.
This is my slave. Because if I don't say this is my slave, the oppressor will take my brother. So when they come knocking on the door, I'm going to say my slaves. Just when they come here, I tell you they coming, start serving the table, start doing all this extra slave stuff, start doing all that. They pretended.
Gotcha. Right.
You understand?
Gotcha.
There's many instances of this. They try to say, no, it was real. No, it was real. That is the devil trying to deflect off of him the fact that he killed you by the millions, just trying to bring you over here.
Right.
Not even mentioning what happened to you while you was here.
Right.
Hang a pregnant woman up by her wrists and cut her stomach open and put the baby on a rope to lure an alligator out the water because we need leather. You understand? That's live bait.
Right.
It's squirming, it's wiggling, it's bloody. That's live bait. And we need leather. You understand?
Oh, God.
That's his attempt at distracting you. Nah, they're not you. They're not your people, man. Look at this, man. They had slaves, man. They played a role. How big of a role? Like it's like 12%, and you and all your studying, you 12%. Oh my God, that's a pretty good number. 12%. Oh my goodness, I can't believe they did. Your Native Indian brother was protecting you. Meanwhile, he was hanging your women by the wrists and killing your seed. You understand? Killing your uncles, your brothers, your fathers, your cousins. Killing them. You understand? You got a woman that you wanted to marry, that you liked, and he took her from you in front of you. Took her in front of you and made you watch. And another devil hold your shoulders and made you watch. Just to turn around 200 years later and say, no, that's your enemy. No. Remember, they had a couple slaves. That's them too. You can't just blame me. They had a couple slaves. Those stories is made up. They're fake. Your devil is the devil.
Right.
He's the devil. Your oppressor is the devil. He is. And devil means liar. You ever heard that scripture say he's the father of all lies? He's the father of all lies. He'll lie to you repeatedly if it means he gets off the hook.
Right.
I have to convince them that them and Hispanics is not the same. Oh no, if they find out they're the same, that's the problem. You know how many of us there are in South America, in Mexico, in Central America, and then you get to the United States, and then you get to Canada, and then you get to the UK.
Nobody gonna be.
And all the children, their brothers and fathers, out here in the military, having sex with everything moving. Father and children all over the goddamn world. You know how powerful it is if you tell somebody, if your father and his father is a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you are an Israelite. It's dangerous. That's toppling empire dangerous.
Right.
You understand? Tell them that somebody else is their enemy. We can't lie completely. And they tried this in Texas, tried to lie completely and take slavery out of the textbooks. 2016, something like that. Tried to take it out of the textbooks. It wasn't the transatlantic slave trade. It was the transatlantic something, where they tried to make it seem like it was a job. It was work. Migration. They migrated. They just migrated over here. They chose to come over here, you know. We ain't choose to come over here. You understand?
Right.
Nor did the other 10 tribes. They ran. If they had a choice, they would stay in their land. I had to run. So you say, oh, they got on a boat. They came over here by choice. They came over here running.
Right.
Because if they stayed there, them and their children and their children's children would never see freedom. You understand? They're still our people. So how much of a part did they play? Zero significance.
But how ignorant are they in this regard? That none of them who are recognized as being part of the 12 tribes, none of them want to be black. None of them want to be black. Like, none of them want to identify with us. So if I have a problem with my Dominican brother because he don't like Haitians and he's just putting us all in one group, but I'm supposed to love you. Like, how does that division? How does that division come in?
I'm so
that I'm
happy you
supposed to
said that.
embrace you.
I'm so happy you said that. Somebody read on to Genesis 49. Let's see why do Dominicans have a problem with Haitians?
Right.
Why? Let's just see why. Why does that happen?
49:5, sir.
49 and wherever we left off at. Where we left off at?
From the book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 5. Simeon and Levi are brethren.
They're what?
They are brethren.
Dominicans and Haitians are brothers. Simeon is Dominican. Levi is Haitian. They are what?
Brethren.
How in the hell could brothers hate each other? Read on.
Instruments of cruelty are in their habitation.
So what?
Instruments of cruelty are in their habitation.
How is this the Dominicans? How is this the Haitians?
Wow.
What are both Dominicans and Haitians known for? You stop. We'll come to you. Give me a second.
You want me? First thing on my mind, witchcraft.
Give him a round of applause. Voodoo.
Right.
What's in that habitation? What's in their habitation?
Cruelty are in their habitation.
Instruments of cruelty. Instruments. I'm going to take this dog. I'm going to poke it.
Right.
I'm going to poke it, and I'm going to invoke black magic.
Right.
And try to hurt you with it. Both of them do that.
Right.
And both of them are known to do that.
Right.
Because then somebody's going to say, my tribe from India does the same thing. We don't care about your little tribe from India.
Right.
They're known for this.
That's right, sir. Yeah.
They're known for this. Santa Maria
Like a
and voodoo
religion.
is
Like a religion.
it is their
Right,
religion.
it's a religion.
Santa Maria is a religion in the DR.
Exactly.
They're known for this. Their
Right.
brothers and instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. Go to the Dominican Republic, go to Haiti. There's nothing but voodoo and Santa Maria everywhere.
That's
Go cross a woman in Haiti. You see what you do here. You got a dog looking like you trying to poke it and hurt you. Read on.
Verse 6. Oh, my soul, come not thou into their secret.
Say again.
Oh, my soul, come not thou into their secret.
Come not thou into their secret. Meaning I'm not with that. Voodoo is powerful magic. It works. The Haitian Revolution worked because of voodoo. What did it say at the time?
Oh, my soul, come not thou into their secret.
Secret you got in voodoo, Santa Maria? I'm not with that.
Yes.
I'm not with it. But the Haitian Revolution, what was it called? The Haitian independence thing, whatever.
Gotcha.
All that, no. You didn't get independence because of voodoo. The Lord had mercy on you.
Right.
My soul ain't with that voodoo.
Right.
Voodoo will work on you. Santa Maria will work on you. You know when it will work? When the Lord lets it work on you.
Right.
When the Lord says, I want him to fall into voodoo.
Right.
When she breaks that arm, make his arm break. When she cracks that doll's arm, make him fall down the steps and break his arm. When the Lord allows it to work, you're going to think voodoo's real. Oh my God, she's doing it to me. Oh my God, because you're a sinner. That's what's happening.
Right.
Because you're a sinner. The Lord is allowing it to work because if you don't serve him, he don't care what happens to you.
Right.
Right.
I don't care. I don't care if you run around thinking voodoo and Santa Maria is real. I don't care. You understand?
Right.
You don't want to serve me? Believe whatever the hell you want. But you're going to die.
Gotcha.
You understand?
Gotcha.
You're going to die.
Gotcha.
You understand? So read on.
Come unto the assembly,
Mm-hmm.
mine honor. Be not thou united.
What? You say what?
Be not thou united.
No, come together.
Be not thou united.
They're going to love each other in 2023.
Be not thou united.
when the Dominicans and the Haitians cross each other's state lines, they're gonna love each other.
Be not thou united.
Go be a Dominican in DR and cross over in Haiti. It's a problem. It's a problem. And
Right.
vice versa. It's a problem. My spirit is not with them being united. It's not with them. It's not with them being united. But you know the one way it will be united with them? The Lord will want them to come together if they stop calling each other Dominicans. Stop calling each other Haitians and call each other by their names.
Right.
Simeonites and Levites. Then the Lord will unite them.
Gotcha.
When you are following his law, he'll allow them to unite in peace and brotherhood.
Right.
Yeah?
Now, come. For in their anger they slew a man.
Back when Dina, their sister, got this is YouTube, almost said it. R@PED.
What tax? Sexually attacked, sir.
All that. When that happened to their sister by the prince of an African tribe, African nation, they went and slaughtered him. They slaughtered him. But their father said, we don't want war right now. Let me go and make peace with his father. Let me go handle this. They said, no, we're going to handle this. And they went off in secret and slew his son, which made it an issue to try to get peace. I believe eventually they got peace, but the point was their father told them not to.
Right.
Who's their father? The one telling them what's going to happen to them in the last days. Because you slew a man, you're going to have voodoo and Santa Maria in your land. Because you slew a man when I told you not to. Not just because you wanted revenge for your sister. It's not that simple. I told you not to. It's very important in here to follow laws, to follow orders, to follow instruction. This father was a militant man like every man in here. Every man you see in here, militant. If I say no, that means no. I say yes, that means yes. Do this, do this. Don't do this, don't do this. He said, don't do this. They said, I'm going to do it. He said, because you did it, you're going to have voodoo in Santa Maria.
And they're both the same. They
Oh,
try
yes.
to downplay. The Dominicans try to downplay it a little bit, but they're really the same in terms of that evil.
Like, that's the power of the scripture. The power of the scripture is saying you are the same.
Right.
Even though you are like a mirror to one another,
Right.
I'm going to cause enmity between you.
Right.
I'm going to put hate between you.
And it is.
I know. I'm going to put hate between you because you think that you can do whatever you want.
Right.
So now you'll have voodoo and Santa Maria. It's like a mirror of one another. It's the same
Right.
thing.
Right.
Now your cultures is going to mirror one another.
Right.
It's the same thing.
Right.
Your land is literally a mirror of one another.
Yeah.
DR hate.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to make you hate one another.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to make you hate one another because you don't listen.
Right.
You understand? Listening is a very important skill.
I work with all Dominicans.
Mm-hmm. Are you Haitian?
No, I'm
Negro.
Yeah,
Negro.
Negro.
Okay.
And I can see it. I can see it because it affects me. I'm the only black one there.
Mm-hmm.
And I see it. I literally see it. I'm like, I don't complain about it because favor is favor. So at the end of the day, why am I going to get mad at you because you stick together with your brother? I have to find a way to still make my money and do what I got to do.
No.
But it's
no.
very
Let me help
clear
you.
that
Let me
it's
help you.
there.
Let me help you.
Mhm.
You are all brothers.
Mhm.
Whatever your job is, if they're all Dominican, you're all brothers.
Got you.
The problem is they're ignorant. And you
Right.
are ignorant.
Right.
Now you're coming into not being ignorant no more.
Right.
They're ignorant. That's all. They
Right.
think I'm standing with my brother. When in reality, you are really just standing with some of your brothers while you're treating your other brother like an outsider.
Right. Exactly.
That's really what's
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Imagine you had 6 brothers and you say, these are my 4
Exactly.
brothers right here.
Exactly.
And the other 2 like, yo, you got the same mother, same father. Yo, what are you talking about? Y'all dark skin.
Yeah.
Excuse me? Nah, y'all dark skin.
And I'm giving my all.
Y'all don't eat as
110%.
y'all don't eat as much kidney beans as us.
Facts, sir.
Y'all eat more stewed chicken than we do. We don't eat that much stewed chicken. Y'all
Makes it hard to. It makes it hard to overlook it. It makes it hard to like I speak with.
That's why you need that. Kashab, hold on 1 second, man.
Story of Joseph. All his brothers separated him.
Yeah.
They threw him down a ditch, slot.
Yeah. And even the ones that wasn't all the way with it, which is the same thing. We have this problem amongst one another. Even the ones that was like, I don't think we should do that to Joseph. And you're like, man, we doing this. And you just don't have the gonads to sit there and say, we're not doing this to Joseph.
Right.
It's just like, I'm sorry, Joseph. I gotta leave. I'm sorry. Right. I'm pretty sure if there's 10 Dominicans that work there, and you the only black man, and there's 7 of them that might want to treat you different as if y'all are different people, there's 3 of them there that's like, why people?
It's true.
Like,
It's
man,
true.
why we-
That is true.
But
That
they'll never buck up.
Right.
against all the 7 and say,
I know that.
That-
I instinctually know that.
I know you know that.
Mhm.
That's my brother. You're not gonna treat him like this. They all sitting down eating. Thomas, come here. Sit down and eat. Sit down and eat. Brother, Paul checked Peter behind that. Peter would sit down with the 2.5 tribes. He'd sit down. They'd sit down with Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Sit down with those 3 tribes and eat. And then when the other tribes came around, he'd eat with them unless people was watching. If somebody was watching, and Paul said, I rebuke you for this one thing. You are above, Peter's above Paul. Peter's the head of the church at the time.
Gotcha.
Paul said, why do you keep doing that? Why do you do that? Every time one of the other tribes come around, that's not of the tribes, because there was 3 tribes in Jerusalem. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And the other ones was on the outskirts in what was the outskirts, right?
Okay.
The outskirts around Jerusalem, still in the land though. I said, why every time the other tribes come around, you act like you don't know them? If somebody's watching. But if nobody's watching, you chilling with them.
I get that. Right. I get that.
We've had this problem forever.
Yes, sir. I get that.
Yes, sir. We've had this problem forever.
Right.
That's why the Bible says the truth hinges on fearing God and loving your brother. Because how much of a bitch do you have to be to sit there and pretend like you don't love the man sitting next to you?
Right. Right.
Gotcha.
That is disgusting.
Gotcha.
That is disgusting. That's
Gotcha.
your brother.
Gotcha.
That is your brother. And nothing will help us get out of slavery more than loving the man sitting next to you.
Con.
You sit next to that man, I will break any piece of bread I got. I have one goddamn loaf of bread. Everybody got slices. Everybody. If there's 2, 4, 6 of us here. If I got 3 cans of soup, everybody got half a can.
That's right.
Now everybody got half a can.
Right.
Now we all still hungry.
Right.
Everybody's still hungry now. You understand that? That's how we get down now. That's it. We've had this problem since forever, and we will have it no more. We will have this problem no more. I'm tired of this damn devil.
God.
Fed up. And the only way we will get away from it is if Thomas, come sit down.
Right.
Come sit down.
Right.
Damn, all of it. The other one's looking all funny. Man, sit right here. You my dog. That's it. You understand?
I got it.
That's the only way that's going to happen, because the devil wants us to go, the natives own slaves. Hispanics eat too many beans. That's what he wants you to go off of. They don't speak the same language as you. He wants that to be your mindset. And your mindset has to be, these are my brothers. You are my enemy. The line is about clear as day. There ain't no muddy. There's nothing muddy about it. There's nothing about it. The line is clear as day.
Right.
You have to get to that. You have to get to that mindset, though. You have to get to
Yeah.
You have to get where you're
Yeah,
talking.
that's why when the camera cut off,
Because
that's
wait a
why
minute,
when the camera cut off, I see a certain set of words that we can't say on YouTube
Right.
because they're gonna cut us off.
Got you. It's like how in the world do you expect me to still cohesively congregate with you? And I clearly see.
It's only
I clearly
what
see
you're
what
asking
doing.
about. What you're asking about is how do I perform a miracle?
Right.
How do I make brothers who hate one another come together?
Yeah.
Only Christ can do that. And you are out here. You are out here operating through the Spirit of Christ. That's how you have to look at it. When you come inside the truth, you operate through the Spirit of Christ. This ain't no magic you doing. This ain't no whoop-de-whoop you doing. It's the Spirit of Christ.
That's right.
Only Christ can make two brothers come together who hate each other. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Only Christ. Not you, not me, not no power that we got. But the power that can get given unto us through serving Christ and serving the Most High. Oh yeah, we can sit down with all the tribes. We should come to Passover.
Right.
Sit down with all the tribes.
Got you.
And we point the finger at a specific enemy. You understand?
Got you.
Right.
Specific. Nothing unites men more than a common enemy. That's how the devil. That's how your oppressor gets everybody to join the American army.
Right.
We're fighting Germany. Germany wants us dead. Yeah, Germany wants all of y'all gone. He pointed at a black person. He pointed at a white person. He pointed at an Indian American person. He pointed at a Native Indian American person. He pointed at a Mexican American person. He pointed at an Indo-Pacific American person. But at the end of that, they all got American there. And they looking at each other like, damn, the difference is we're all American. And those Germans want us gone, we're fighting.
Right.
That's how they won World War II. That's how they won World War II. I'm not dying for you. We're standing together. Despite all our differences we had before this world war, we're standing together. That's how they win all the world wars.
Right.
That's how they win.
Right.
That's how we'll win.
That's right.
That's how we'll win. What you eat, rice and beans? Yeah. What you eat, oxtail? Yeah. What you eat, fried chicken? Yeah. Well, guess what? Now we're having a potluck. It's gonna be fried chicken, oxtails, rice and beans,
That's right.
everything gonna be sitting in there.
That's right.
Now we all sitting down at one long table with a whole bunch of liquor and wine, talking about the destruction of our enemies.
Right.
Right. And you know what's so funny?
I got you,
We look alike. We really do look alike. You may have a little bit lighter ones over there, but we really look
I
alike.
told you over there, this one's as dark as you. That
Yeah.
is a devil's lie.
Yeah.
That's a devil's lie.
Definitely.
That's a devil's lie. Some of the baddest women.
To know I have to go to work. To know that I had to go to work.
I like this thing.
To know that I had to go to work and still love and still embrace
Some
you,
of
but
the
they are part of me.
Some of the baddest women. One of the baddest dark women I ever seen was Panamanian. More chocolate than me.
Got you.
Hair came down to like right here.
And right.
Just swiveling down. I'm just looking at her. I'm too young to mess with her. I still remember her name. Her name was Sasha. I still remember her name. But I'm too goddamn young to mess with the broad. She's like my sister's friend. And I'm just looking at her like, this is amazing.
Right.
This is she was black.
Right.
She's Panamanian.
Right.
And she was black. She's sitting in my house and I'm every bit of what, 11, 12, 13, something like that. Every bit of, my God. The Lord is real. He's real. He's real, huh? They look like us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reverse it. We look like them. We look like each other,
Right. We look like each other.
because we're the same people, different tribes. It's the same way how the white man says he's white American. Okay, you have white European, you have Russian. You understand?
Right.
You have all of these different whites.
Right.
All these different type of whites. Ukrainian white. All of these Crimea white. You have all these Canadian white. You understand? Jewish. These are all white.
Right.
You understand?
But before the United States was established, you didn't have white and black. You had them coming from different countries. They were called wherever they came from. They were called wherever they came from. They were not called white. They were not called black. If you came from Nigeria, you were called Nigerian.
That's
If you
fine.
came
Hold
from
on,
England,
hold
you
on,
were
hold on.
called
I'm gonna
English.
help you. Now, let me help you. The Lord doesn't care about that.
They started this.
The Lord don't care. That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
The Lord don't care about that.
Mhm.
When the Lord calls you something in the Bible, that's what you are. You are whatever the hell the Lord says. I got you. The Lord says is in the Bible.
Right.
If you are Edom, you are an Edomite.
Right.
Right.
Oh, but yeah, this truck, and it's per. Oh, we're gonna go there next. Salakia. Finish this out because we gotta go there next. I got you.
Which one, sir?
Genesis 10.
Genesis 10. You don't want this
I
too?
need 10.
You want this too?
No, I don't need that. Give me Genesis. It's either 10, 16, 19, or 25. The one where they talking about the tribes
Genesis.
of Edom.
Genesis 10.
Either chapter 10, chapter 16, chapter 19, or chapter. It's chapter 10. It's
Chapter 10.
Genesis 10. You read. Somebody read on in the apocrypha where was that though.
Not
I
popular.
was reading- I was chapter. I was
Chapter,
reading
chapter
Genesis
said.
49, sir.
Well, Genesis chapter 10. Hold on, I'm gonna have them grab it in a second. We're gonna continue where we at.
Okay.
I'm in Genesis 49, right? Because this is your original question, right?
Right.
Okay, so since this is the original question, I'm gonna end off with Genesis 49.
Okay.
Somebody else take me right now to Genesis 10, but I
10
need
and
one
what?
of y'all to hold me to hold 49.
10 and what, sir?
Okay, Gunner's gonna hold 49.
I
I'll
have
tell you.
10.
I got you. Give me 1 second.
I got those cool.
I know. I got you. I got you right here. Give me 1 second. 1 second.
Okay.
11.
Give me third. Nope. I'm sorry. I had the wrong thing. Give me Genesis 36.
Genesis 36.
And 14.
36. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 36, verse 14. Or Akim have it. And these were the sons of
Ahalibama.
say it again.
Ahalibama.
Libama,
Mhm.
the daughter
Of
of Anah,
Mhm.
and the daughter of Zibeon, Esau's wife, and she
Whose
bare
wife?
Esau's wife.
That's your oppressor, dude.
Esau's wife, and she bare to Esau Jusha, Josh, and Jalim,
If you was to take the J out, it's Yoush and Yalam.
and Yalam.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's no J.
And you know there's no real J.
Ayush, so it's Ayush and Yalam,
Mhm.
and Quran,
15. And Quran.
and Korah, Salakia, and Korah, verse 15. There were dykes, there was dukes of the sons of Esau.
I'm sure there was dykes too.
Right.
Wow.
And these were the dukes of the sons of Esau, okay?
Good with God. The sons of Eliphaz,
Mhm.
the firstborn son of Esau,
Mhm.
Duke
Teman.
Teman.
Stop. Teman is the Greeks right there.
Mm-hmm.
Just right there, you see how they start to splinter. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Esau is the
Right.
that's the umbrella.
But how
When
do
you
you
get
know that? How do you know that?
you got to go through the history. We're scholars in here,
Gotcha.
so we study. We don't just read this and go.
I
That's
believe
interesting.
I believe that.
Yeah, we study. Teman is the Greeks.
Okay.
So when you go through that, it's like
Hold on.
Esau is the white man, and then you go Teman, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one, and you start to see all these people who call themselves by separate names are the same.
Gotcha.
They're the same race, different tribes.
Gotcha.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, from Negroes to Dominicans to Haitians to Panamanians to Peruvians, Colombians, Chileans, Mexicans, all of that and everything in between. Simians and natives, we're the same race,
Right.
different tribes. You understand?
Oh, Omar.
This is amongst every nation on earth.
Gotcha.
You go to the East Indians, there's the East Indians, and then there's the tribes amongst them. You see what I'm saying?
But Captain, why
Officer.
why are African Americans hated the most though out of all of that? Why are we hated the most? It seems like we are hated the most.
Hold on. Negroes seem like they are oppressed the most. It seems like it because you're you. Do you understand that?
Okay.
You are you.
Okay.
So you look at life through your eyes like my life's terrible.
Understand.
My life is terrible. If you was born in Borakua, you would be like, my life's terrible.
Got you. Okay.
They in America with the ability to buy cars and have 6-figure jobs and do this and do that. My life's terrible. I got somebody chasing me with a damn machete when I come home from school because I was talking to his sister. I didn't know it was his sister, and now I'm running for my life with the school bus. You understand?
Gotcha.
If you was born in Borakua, you'd be saying the same goddamn thing. My life's terrible, and there's no way that those Americans have as bad a life as me.
Just not aware of this.
Now I will say,
not aware of this suffering.
no. Now I will say, there is a concerted effort to purposely keep you down as well as the other tribes, to keep you down from acknowledging that these are your brothers. He gives store money to the Hispanics.
Right.
I said, hey, you own this store. So now when you get up and walk to the store for a turkey and cheese,
Right.
you see Poppy behind the counter.
Right.
And when you a little dirty cat messed up in the hood, you start to feel envy. How you get a store? It's true. They give me crack.
Right.
Got a store? I don't feel that. I don't feel that. I don't like that. I don't like it. How you give? I have crack. You got a store that I gotta come to and buy stuff from with my crack money. I don't like that. I don't feel that. You understand? That's how they separate you. Make you feel like you're the dirty D-boy and he's the landlord over you. That's not the case because he's paying rent money to a Jewish landlord.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
He's paying money to a Jewish landlord. He ain't do nothing but take the damn loan they gave him when he got into the country. That's it. That's all he did. You understand that? There's one. Psalms 83 says they have concerted together. They have consulted together with one consent.
Right.
Meaning we will destroy them.
Right.
Let's come up together with the best way to do it. Well, okay, when you go to this neighborhood, you should give them these drugs and then put these ones in this corner store, and it's going to make them feel some kind of way. You are dealing with the real live devil.
Right.
You got to understand that. Who you know as Satan is an angel who works for the Lord who wants to prove that you don't love God. That's his real job. He's not under the earth with a pitchfork and red horns. His real job is, I'm going to show you they don't love you by giving them obstacles. You understand? You'll put obstacles in their way, and they're going to say, I couldn't serve you because of the obstacles. When you're supposed to get past the obstacles. That's his real job.
Right.
The devil is that cat sitting in the White House. The devil is the teachers you had growing up that weren't black.
Are we still being recorded?
Oh, you're good. The devils, that was the devils. You understand?
Yeah.
That was the devils. They have a very specific goal that they are purposely doing. There's no accidents. There's no roll of dice to see what happens. Yeah, it worked. They have consulted together with one consent. One consent, meaning they got together and said, we agree. You understand? We agree. This is the best way to destroy them. They all said, yes, this is the best way. They said, okay, done. You understand? Okay, done. Best way. That's who you're serving. So anytime somebody tries to tell you that somebody's not your people, why you just said it's your people, they're a liar.
Right.
That's because they're listening to someone who consulted together to destroy you.
Right.
23, sir.
Right.
8:23, sir.
God. Take me back to Genesis 49.
Khan, from the book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 6, at the end. And in their self-will, they dig down a wall.
Good.
Verse 7, cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel.
You'll never come together again.
Uh-huh.
Not unless you come back to me.
Put your phone on mute.
You'll never come back to the Lord, not unless you come back to me.
Whose phone is that? That's mine. I don't know. I was on the Bible when that happened.
It's probably an ad.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
All right, read on.
Come, verse 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise.
Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Judah shall be the chief tribe.
Right.
Judah, you're going to be the chief tribe, and your brethren is going to praise you.
Right.
You're going to jump the highest in football, in basketball,
Judah
shoot
represents
the best. That's the Negroes. You can shoot the best, throw the ball the best, you go box the best, you go do this the best, you go do anything the best. You're going to be he who your brother shall praise.
in everything.
Come, thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies.
Thine hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. When you think of the American struggle, when you think of the back and forth struggle in America, what do you think of? You don't think white versus Seminole. You think white versus black. White versus black. You understand? When you hear somebody talking about issues in America, like whether it be this or it be that, one thing that always come out their mouth is, white people and black people. When you talk about racial issues in this country, they will always come out their mouth, white and then black. Because you are the topic of discussion in this country. You're the topic.
Right.
You're the one everybody looks to because you're the topic. Good?
Come, thy father's children shall bow down before thee.
Thy father's children shall bow down. You're the chief tribe.
Right.
You're the chief tribe. That's why you feel like you are the most messed up, because you are supposed to be the pinnacle of excellency, and you out here on crack and on stripper poles and throwing box to everybody that walk down the street.
Right.
Shooting each other in the head over blocks you don't own.
Right.
You color banging. Color. It's a real enemy sitting up in government offices in your city. Suits and ties. Money's full of pocket. Credit cards with no limits.
Right.
Shooting my colors. Man, what type of small time gangster are you?
Right.
You understand?
Right.
That's why you feel like, I feel like we so messed up. Because you're supposed to be a leading example.
Right.
And you're not. So you feel it the most.
Right.
You're supposed to lead. You're supposed to say, this is how we're supposed to march. And everybody else supposed to say, after Judah. Which is so damn nasty. So damn disgusting. So damn out of line. So damn ridiculous. Can't nobody follow that.
Right.
And now look at you. Why am I so messed up? Because you're supposed to be the example. So the Lord made an example out of you. Right. You don't want to be the example? I'll make you an example. You'll become an example whether you want to or not. People are going to look at you and say, wow. That's one messed up people. Wow. You understand? There's a skit. I don't know who I was sharing it with. You are, yeah. There's a skit on one of my favorite mixtapes all the time. With a cat walking in the store. He walks in a Hispanic liquor store. He goes, it was you, right? I'm talking to you. He walks in a Hispanic liquor store. He goes, "Oh, Pop, what's good?" This cat is Dominican and black, but he's portraying a black person. He's portraying like he's a Negro. Right? Yo, Pop, what's good? Let me get a 30 out of Henny. I went off the shelf. I want it cold. Get it out the fridge. Let me get some cups. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Hey, make it cold. I went off the show. Okay, what's happening? What's happening? He walk off. He go get the stuff. He said, I feel sorry for you, man. He said, what you say to me, B? He said, I feel sorry for you. So, you matter of fact, that. Bow, bow, bow. I'll start lighting him up in the store. Lighting him up. Now, so in Spanish, you can tell because he said, Pop. Yo, Pop, let me get the 30 of the Henny. Bow, 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 bow. Light him up. Hit the floor. His man's is with him. He go, yo, man, what you do that for? I'm tired of this. I come in here with my cups and my bottles. That's it. I just want my cups and my bottle. That's it. Yo, come on, let's get out of here, man. Go. Damn, now we got to walk all the way to the woods for a bottle. And then the song start, right? Pop said, what? Damn, I feel sorry for you, man. Every day, you in here getting drunk off the 30 of the Henny, standing in front of my store. Right. Every day. Doing nothing productive. Right.
Right.
I feel sorry for you, man. What you say to me? I feel sorry for you. You don't want to be an example? I'll make you an example.
Okay.
People ride down that block, they're going to look at you in front of the corner store.
Right.
That's right. Drunk again.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
Tuesday.
Wow.
It's Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Again, in front of the store, pants half on, half off. You're rocking back and forth.
Ain't even gotta be that deep either. Oh.
Again,
Salaki, if I may, to the question, the statement that he asked, or the question that he asked earlier, that's why they don't want to be us, because we're the example.
right.
If I may, sir, that's why everybody else don't want to consider themselves being black,
Right.
because we're the example, because they don't want to be the example. They don't want the
They're
torture.
not they don't want to be the example. They look at us being made an example of and say, don't associate me with that destruction.
That's what I mean, sir.
My people better than that.
Right.
And that's what I get.
Yeah.
And that's what I
Don't
get.
with me.
Because you're supposed
That's
to
what I get.
you're supposed to be so damn excellent that even the people who hate you are supposed to say, yo, man, I don't like him.
Yeah.
And at the first sign of, I would like to go to war against them, but they
Right.
on something.
Right.
They on something. They powerful.
Right.
They strong. They serve their God. I would like to go against them.
Right. Right.
You understand?
God.
That's what you're supposed to be. But instead, people look at you and go, yeah, blood. He's a crip. He does that. He sells crack. He's drunk in front of the store. He got a whore baby mama who's sleeping around. Oh, don't associate me with them.
Right.
That's why cats go put that suit on, become a councilman, and act like they ain't from here.
Ooh.
I'm not from here.
Ooh.
I'm not like them. And then you get mad and go, he's supposed to reach back to the hood. Yo, he was a coward. He said, I can't do this no more. All of the devils are looking at me like, I know he's from Jersey City, so is he like the rest of them from Jersey City? Let's watch him. So he got to put on his extra good suit, his extra good attitude, his extra good behavior, and go, I'm nothing like Jersey City. I'm nothing like Jersey City.
Right.
You understand?
Con.
That's why the hood go crazy over Tupac dying. Although Nipsey was in Africa, they go crazy over Nipsey dying because you feel like he reached back to the hood after he got out. You go crazy over these people that reach back. I'm gonna keep it on Pop because Nipsey was in Africa.
Right.
You go crazy over Tupac dying
Biggie, sir.
because Tupac was known more for the activist stuff.
Right. Con, sir.
That's why you go crazy over Tupac dying because you like, damn, he was talking what I want to hear, and he had money, and he had fame. He had every reason as to why he didn't have to reach back to the hood. He didn't have to relate to the hood no more if he didn't want to. But he still did it, so we loved him. So when he died, we keep his name alive for 30 plus years. That's why you love it so much, because your councilman don't do that. Your councilman puts a suit and tie on, and within a As soon as he get in the office, he don't know you no more.
Right, sir. Self-service.
He don't know you.
Yeah.
You go in the crowd, they're like, that's Eddie. Yo, Eddie! Yo, baby, you taking pictures and stuff. He said, you coming down the block, you go.
That's right.
Into the car. Eddie don't want to talk to you.
Right.
Eddie like, nah, they can't. I can't get photographed no picture with him.
Right.
I mean, that's a little wild out for the block. He can't be in no picture with me. Get in this car. Hurry up. Let's go. Pictures over. Let's go. Brother, the only thing gonna save us is immense brotherhood. That's right. That's the only thing that's gonna save us. The knowing, the belief that we are not different, we are the same. It's the only thing that's gonna save us. All that separation and indifference and all that is going to destroy us.
I want to say something real bad, but I don't know if I'm out of line in saying it. But in coming into the truth or hearing about the truth, I've had some obstacles.
You dumped this on me out.
That made me really wonder. That made me doubt. I grew up in the church, like a Pentecostal, apostolic, and so the whole one day I was looking for different things to look at concerning ISUPK, and so my nephew told me just look up ISUPK. When I went up, I looked at ISUPK. First thing that I came across was when you had the Passover in North Carolina, and the first thing that came up was hate. And so I'm speaking from my heart for real. So I'm a mild-mannered type of person. Grew up with love, per se. And so the concept of Esau, the origin of Esau, as opposed to the separation of his brother from the womb, that's a new thing for me. You understand what I'm saying? It's a new thing for me. So it's not that I don't understand. I don't want to
break it down for you?
vicariously just walk around with
hate. You want me to break it down for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
not
I mean,
feel-
I got you. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna finish Genesis 49. Somebody finish Genesis 49.
49 and what, sir? What's the last part? 49 and what?
You want 8 now. You want 8.
Con. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thy enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Verse 9. Judah is a lion's whelp. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down and crouched as a lion. And as an old lion, who shall rouse him up?
Do you want me to go through the rest of the 12 tribes? Or you want me to answer the question you just asked?
Answer the question I just asked.
No problem. Somebody take me to Genesis 25.
What verse, sir?
Let me see. 25 and 23.
From the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 23.
Verse 22.
Verse 22. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
If it be so, why am I thus? I'm supposed to have these two children. Why are they fighting in my stomach?
Okay.
Good.
Going back to Esau and Jacob, right?
That's the question you asked, right?
Mhm.
Good.
Come. And she went to inquire of the Lord.
She went to after the Lord, good.
23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations in thy womb.
What?
2 nations are in thy womb.
Brother, they'll never get along. You know why they created the United Nations? Because to make 2 nations get along is incredibly hard.
Gotcha.
It's incredibly hard. So we got to create a whole UN and make everybody be a part of it and everybody pay money into it so everybody can ensure none of us are going to attack each other, right? Because to try to get 2 nations to agree is ridiculously hard. 2 nations ain't you. Get it?
Come. And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
2 manner of people are going to be separated from your bowels. When they come forth, they will not be the same.
Right.
When you come out and then your brother come out after if you ever have a twin brother, that's your brother.
Right.
You ever have a brother 2 years later, that's your brother. Right? No. He said that's not what's happening here.
Gotcha.
From the moment they come out,
They
they're
separate.
immediately.
Okay.
Read on.
Come. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
And the what?
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
Somebody's going to be stronger than somebody else. Okay?
And the elder shall serve the younger.
The elder. When they come out first, you know, twins, if you ever know a set of twins in your life, they bicker, be like, I came out 2 seconds before you.
Right.
Okay. You're right. You older by 2 seconds. You're right. The elder, you come out 2 seconds early. You elder now. Shall serve the younger.
Gotcha.
So whatever child come out second is the ruler of the 2 of them.
Right.
Gotcha.
Good.
Come, verse 24. And were her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. Verse 25. And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau.
I've seen a lot of white people in my life. I've seen a whole lot of them.
So
They're not
does
white.
that mean that Esau will automatically pick to be over us because he was the
Oh,
first that
see,
came out?
you misunderstood, brother. It's okay. It's all right. Let's go back to 23
Okay.
and read where it says, what's the last line, brother?
The last line. And the elder shall serve the younger.
Another shit.
The oldest one will serve the youngest one.
Gotcha.
So read 25 again.
Come. And the first came out red.
The elder one, the first one,
Came out red.
I've seen a lot of hillbillies.
Gotcha.
They get the blushing,
Gotcha.
that heat get their head in them.
Gotcha.
Them legs be hairy. Them arms be hairy. Yeah.
Come. All over like a hairy garment.
Good.
And they called his name Esau.
Okay, we know who that is. Good.
Verse 26. And after that came his brother out.
Who?
After that came his brother out.
Okay, come on.
And his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
And his hand took a hold. You ain't got to type that. If you're going to type that, that's a bad way to look at it because Google is the enemy. Google is ran by the opposition. You want to type in redneck hillbilly. I don't know, redneck black brother.
Right.
Oh, redneck hillbilly.
They going back in Trump.
I know a redneck hillbilly.
Rednecks.
I know redneck hillbilly.
Wow.
Read 26 again.
Wow.
Come from the top of 26.
It's a K, not an H.
And after that came his brother out. And his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
Is what?
His hand took hold on Esau's heel.
Not so fast, buddy.
Gotcha.
Not so fast.
Right.
Aha. I broke into the world first. I'm in charge.
Slap you, sir.
Not so fast, buddy.
Gotcha.
Slow down.
Redneck hillbillies.
Go ahead. Oh, I mean, we don't even click a picture. Don't click one. Just stop. I don't see a black person. Wow.
Red.
I just don't see one. I see a lot of pale. I see a lot of red showing through the skin. That's why it says red. Because when a baby come out, what is it usually doing? Wow.
Oh, wow, that's a perfect picture right there.
Aware. When that people does that, they get red.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
When light-skinned people get, frightened or
They get red.
they get big blush, they get a little
Right.
red. Now you have a whole race of people like that.
Right. Right.
Well, scroll to the top. Leave all the faces up there that was up there. Scroll to the top. I know. I seen that. I don't care about that. Look at all the faces.
Right.
That's not us.
Right.
That's not us. People that are known to, they call them rednecks
Right.
because they're in the heat and they're known to get a red neck from
Right.
being in the heat.
Right. Right. Right.
That's not something you just made up. Like, we gonna call them rednecks.
Right.
No, it's because their description, like the Bible's describing them,
Right.
thousands of years later, people who don't read the Bible gave them the same description.
Gotcha.
Oh wow, y'all niggas get very red. We're gonna call you rednecks. Leave it up there. Leave it just like that. Don't scroll down. Leave it just like that.
Still to this day.
People who never read the Bible said, "Oh, we're gonna call you redneck." Because your neck get very red. You understand? You get very cold out, your cheeks get very rosy red. You understand? Because your blood get to rushing up to the surface. That younger one grabbed his heel.
God.
Mm-hmm.
And his name was called Jacob.
All right, I don't know if you remember. We just read in Genesis 49, the first chapter. Jacob called himself what? Israel.
Right. Right.
So Jacob is the younger brother. Jacob his name was changed to Israel.
Right.
So
Right.
Israel is the younger brother.
Gotcha.
Esau, who we just said, some of his people was what? The Greeks, Romans,
Right.
the average American.
Right.
If that's his people, and the Israelites are Jacob's people,
Right.
and Esau's people is going to serve Jacob's people, that means your average Greek, Roman, American, Russian, Crimean, Ukrainian is going to serve the average fried chicken eating, red beans and rice eating, oxtail eating, black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. I ain't making up. They called him a redneck thousands of years later.
Right.
I don't have to make this up.
Right.
It's in the Bible, and then they doing it again today because the Bible says there's nothing new under the sun.
Right.
They called you a redneck because I called you a redneck first. That's what the Lord said.
Right.
I called you a redneck first, so they called you a redneck without ever reading the Bible. Why? Because everybody gonna look at you and go, "Wow, you get very red."
Right.
That was the big deal about him being born. They said there's never been a child born like this. They like to have you believe all Chinese people are light skinned, all Indian people are light skinned or middling brown. Go over there in their countries. There's dark skinned people over there.
True.
You know why? Before he came into the earth, skin complexion was not something you use to determine somebody's race.
Right.
Right.
Whereas there were a ton
Right.
of dark brown
Right.
to light brown people.
Right.
He's the first one to come out pale.
Right.
He's the first one to come out pale.
Right.
With red rising to his cheeks. You understand?
Gotcha.
He's the first one. That's why when he was born, he described him like that. Because I'm going to describe him like this so you can know how significant this was.
Right.
He's the first one to come out like this. Hairy all over, pale with the red showing through his skin, red all over. He's the first. Your enemy is him.
When does it change?
When does what change?
The power structure.
It changes as soon as you stop eating pork, shrimp,
That's
crab,
right.
and lobster.
That's right.
And as soon as you start hanging out with them damn Dominicans
That's
at your
right.
job, that's when it change. That's when it change.
Right.
It changes once you become the person you're supposed to become.
Right.
The Lord is waiting to destroy this beast He's waiting, but we so hung up on banging. Democrat, Republican, blood, crippin', Nietas,
Latin Kings.
No, it wasn't even that. It was something else. Oh man, Latin something else. I just don't even know the other day. It's a Latin something. It's a Latin something. It's a Latin king. But you got
Latin
all
king.
these different gangs.
Right.
You have all these different gangs that we gangbanging as, and political parties that we affiliated with,
Right.
and all these things we trying to do. We trying to go into spaces and talk about how black people can better their relationships. I'm a work there. I'm a blue belt. I'm a MGTOW. I'm a this. I'm a that. When you need to be an Israelite, which you need to be. That's the problem. Once we be Israelites, once we be the people of God, once we serve the Lord, he goes in the chains. He goes in the chains. And you know it in the fairy tale because ain't nothing else in this Bible a fairy tale.
Right.
The Lord said you a redneck. Thousands of years later, people who never read this book said, redneck. So I'm going to call you a redneck. You got a redneck. Still. When Jacob was cooking, he said the blood ain't going up the meat yet. He said, so what? Give it to me. And ate it. Go to the restaurant today. You have people who sit there and say, no, not medium rare.
Yeah, rare.
No, not even that. Give it to me, blue rare.
Yeah.
I never heard of blue rare.
No,
Blue rare is, let me take that porterhouse, right? Yeah, thank you. See that first sign? I'm going to do real time for you. That's it. Thank you.
Yep.
Real time.
Facts.
10 seconds on each side.
About a carnivore.
Talk about a beast. Talk
Right.
about a savage.
Right.
Talk about a savage. The Lord said that was him thousands of years ago.
Right.
That's how he lost his birthright. He said, he gave him a prophecy. He said, the old is going to serve the younger.
Right.
And years down the line, matter of fact, jump me over to it. Give me 29. Genesis 25 and 29. This is years later. After Jacob learned how to cook and Esau learned how to hunt. So you can assume if Esau's hunting, he's at least a teenager. He at least has muscle to, shoot the bow, throw the spear, whatever. Yeah? Swing the sword, all that.
From the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 29. And Jacob sod pottage.
Meaning he was cooking in a pot. He was making stew. Yeah?
And Esau came from the field.
He was hunting deer or whatever the hell he was hunting. Yeah?
And he was faint.
I'm so tired. I was hunting all day. Good.
Verse 30. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage.
What color?
Red pottage.
The meat wasn't done.
Right.
He just put it in there. The meat just got in there.
Right.
Read on.
Come, for I am faint.
You know it just got in there because if you put beef in a pot to make beef stew, it get brown rather quickly.
That's right.
If you got that water boiling, it get brown rather quickly.
Right.
Meaning, he said, splat out.
Right.
And Esau came 2 seconds later.
Right.
You ain't done yet.
Right.
The gun.
Yes, sir. For I am faint. Therefore, was his name called Edom.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 31.
That's why I called you Edom. Red. Yeah.
And
His
Jacob,
name is Red.
Right. Edom and
Redneck.
Esau means the same thing?
Huh?
Edom and Esau mean the same thing?
Yes. Okay. Esau is his name. Edom is no.
He is the king of slaves.
No. He's on the definition. The definition is slightly
You want the definition?
Yeah, just give me you gotta have a Zonda van though. I need a Zonda van.
I have
Give me Esau and Edom, but you continue though. You gotta be careful, you almost spilled that.
Sloppy,
verse 31.
Gotta be careful with this too. Check the camera. Yeah, that's all for me. See, check the camera.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the Bible, so I just thought it. Yeah. Good.
Come, verse 31. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright.
Do what?
Sell me this day thy birthright.
Oh, you want this bloody stew that you see is bloody. Okay. I know that as is Israelite custom, as is the custom that Israelites wasn't created yet. As is the custom of the Lord, the first son gets the biggest blessing. You want to sin against God, basically. Cool. Give me your birthright. You so hungry, you gotta sin, right? You can't wait 10 minutes.
Right.
Which is why when you sin and create a bullshit excuse, you are acting like the devil.
Right.
It is the devil. Because he came to Jacob and said, I'm so hungry, I just can't wait 10 minutes.
Right.
You haven't not eaten in a week.
Right.
What's wrong with you?
Right.
It's fruit. Go pick an orange off the tree. What's wrong with you? Something wrong with you?
Right.
Wait. No, feed me with that same red pottage. Are you serious right now? Okay, I'm gonna need something from you then. Hit the cut.
Verse 32. And Esau said, Behold, I am at the point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me?
If you were the type of person, if you're the type of person that says, I'm about to die, why should I maintain my integrity? Because I'm about to die. Brothers in jail have to do unsavory things because they would have killed me if I did it.
Right.
You're not a man.
Yeah.
That's the problem. The problem is that. The problem is not, I was put in a bad situation. You die then.
Wow.
Then die. What's wrong with you?
Wow.
Die with your integrity intact.
Gotcha.
Which is why, that's why I said earlier, what did I say earlier? This is why General Mahaiman's statement was so valid. Your father only had you because he was a coward. You should have died fighting. You understand? You should have died fighting somewhere. The devil should have either been in the truth or the devil should have took him out for fighting against him. You understand? That's the power behind what he said. Because if you have integrity, just die then.
Right.
If I don't eat raw meat, I'll die. Well, I guess it's your time then.
Gotcha.
Right.
What are you talking about? What's wrong with you?
Gotcha.
You understand?
Gotcha.
It's the same for you brothers that be out there talking about something. I just can't. The black women, they just don't get in line. I just can't. Die sexless. Like, what do you?
Right.
Go get a white woman. Die sexless.
Right.
Die sexless.
It's like a Cohen concert.
Oh, you hold on. Yeah.
Come, verse 32. And Esau said, Behold, I am at the point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me? Verse 33.
What good is it that when my pops die, I'll get everything? Jesus Christ, man. So what type of man is this?
Exactly. Why would you say that?
I'm so hungry, I don't want the kingdom of heaven. I'm so poor, I don't care. I gotta sell crack. I gotta gangbang. Look at the neighborhood I was born in. Oh God. That sounds real powerful to you, though. It sounds so. You just think you so right for saying that dumbness, don't you? Read on.
Come, verse 33. And Jacob said, Swear to me this day. And he sware unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
Good.
Verse 34. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink.
He ate the raw meat. Good.
And he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright.
Now I hate that birthright. Now I hate it. You understand?
Right.
I had to give it up so I could eat. That's ridiculous. I hate that.
But you made
birthright,
that
man.
choice.
So your oppressor is the devil.
Right.
It's the goddamn devil.
Whoa.
You made the choice.
Right.
You said I don't want it no more. You. And if you read on, which we don't have time to do, if you read on, he starts to hunt you down because after our father died, when the father died, Jacob got the blessing.
Right.
Esau said, Daddy's dead. If I ain't getting no blessing, I'm gonna kill you.
You gave it up.
God.
You
So now you're gonna change
you
your mind.
sold it.
So now I'm gonna kill you.
Okay,
You sold it.
Why would you give it up? You sold it.
Imagine selling somebody your car. You get the $5,000 for the car. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $5,000. You walk off. You 3 days later, you got to get up and walk to work, walk home. Walk to work. Man, I wish I had a car. I had a car. I hate that car. I sold my car. I hate that car. Kill you. Makes 0 sense to you, doesn't it? You voluntarily sold your car. How are you going to go assault the person who you sold it to because now you got to walk the way?
Evil. Yeah.
Like an idiot giver. How about that? Like an idiot.
Right.
Like an idiot. Which is why you'll be in chains like the idiot you are.
Right.
You're in chains like the idiot you are because you did an idiot thing and you want to blame us for it. I'm sorry, baby. You ran into a hustler.
Yeah, you call it slug.
You ran into a hustler. That's it. You ran into a hustler. I saw an opportunity. You ain't want your birthright. Give me it. You obviously want this raw meat over your birthright. Cool. You can have it. It's on you. If the blood be on your hands, give me the birthright, though.
Wow.
Give it up. You understand?
Right. So
He has an
historically,
enmity.
they know we have the birthright.
Huh?
Historically, they know we have the birthright.
Yes, they know. Let me tell you something. After this incident, I got you. The devil never walked around claiming he was a Jew until the story of Esther and Mordecai, when we were slaves, and Esther and Mordecai got revenge for us against them because they were trying to conspire to kill us. And we turned the tables because of the Lord, and the king, who was a heathen king at the time, gave us the power to fight back. He said, y'all can go kill all of them. And they said, no, wait. We'll convert. We'll be Jews. And because in our ignorance, we didn't kill them. And our soft-heartedness, we didn't finish the job. That's why you have ish.
Right.
That started then. That's the event that started it.
Got you.
They know that they don't have the birthright. That started because of that event. Before that event is thousands of years after Jacob and Esau. Right? It's after. Before that event, nothing. They were not pretending to be us. Understand?
So would
because they know they don't have the birthright.
So would you consider Esau one of the first people to sell his soul?
No, there's none of that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's none of that. The selling the soul stuff. That's all.
Okay.
That's YouTube stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, because in the Bible, your soul is your body.
Got you.
In the Bible, the soul is your body, so there's none of that. None of Illuminati-ish and something soul to the devil worship.
Got you.
Do they worship what they think is Satan? Absolutely.
Right.
They do that all the time, but they've done nothing.
Got you.
They're idiots. I just told you, Satan is an angel that obeys the Most High.
Right.
Who the hell is that guy with the pitchforks on his head? The Baphomet name with little symbols in his head. Who is that? That's nobody. That's nobody. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're just doing stuff.
Right.
You're drinking blood for no reason because that's not even Satan. What's wrong with you? You dumb?
Wow.
That's why I said it's not Indian giving, it's idiot giving. You took the birthright from an idiot. You understand?
Wow.
It's like I have both those definitions.
We don't even need them. We don't need them. It's lucky. We don't even need them.
Also, then you have put Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16.
We're going to wrap it up. What is it? 9:02. We're going to wrap it up.
Wow.
You get it, though?
Yeah.
That's your damn enemy. From the beginning. Matter of fact, just to top it off. Go to the part that I paraphrased. Go to it. After Isaac died and he said, "I'm gonna kill you." Let's go to that. Let's come on. Genesis 27:1. Come on. Come on. 27:1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 1. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim,
Now it's their father. Jacob and Esau's father Isaac,
Mm-hmm.
he got old. He was getting blind.
Gotcha.
That's why his eyes were dim. Okay?
so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son and said unto him, my son. And he said unto him, behold, here I am.
For time's sake, I'm gonna paraphrase the story. You can read it at any time on your own.
All right.
To know I'm not lying,
All right.
like the devil. He said, go make me a delicious meal before I pass. Make me a delicious meal so I will bless you. Make me this meal so I can eat this venison. Basically, make me a steak.
Mm-hmm.
Make me a steak
Mm-hmm.
so I can bless you.
Mm-hmm.
He said, okay, Father, I will make you the steak. Jacob over here, Rebecca and Jacob over here. Rebecca and Jacob with this plan. Rebecca, like Jacob, put these things on your arms. You can have hairy arms like your brother.
Right.
Put
Right.
this animal skin on your arms, and you go in there, and I'm going to make the steak. And you give it to him so you get the blessing.
Gotcha.
Because he's blind.
Gotcha.
He goes in there, he takes it like a real hustler.
Mm-hmm.
He takes it, takes the blessing, he gets the kingdom of heaven and everything else involved.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else. Esau he's blessed with the sword,
Right.
the ability to kill and fight and all of that.
And landslides.
A bunch of land and stuff. 1 second. Go down. Let me go down.
All right.
Read it on your own. I'm just going to paraphrase. Just want to go down. Let me see. Give me 42. Now, this is after Jacob got the blessing that Esau was again. He took the blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Esau got a different blessing, meaning he's good at war.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get no land because he's a vagabond. He didn't get no land.
Right.
I'm talking about the Arabs.
Well, the Arabs got the land.
Arabs got a blessing of land from Abraham.
Right. Sloppy.
He ain't getting no land because he's a vagabond and he has no home.
Okay.
He got blessed with the sword. He got blessed with war, which is why he goes in your land and takes you.
Gotcha.
You understand?
Gotcha.
The fatness of the earth, so
Yeah, the fatness of the earth. Meaning he
Fatness
can
of the
go
earth.
around with war
and take it.
and just take everything.
Right, that's what I meant, the fatness of the earth.
You understand?
Sloppy. It's the
So
book of
1 second. So you go down, you get the blessing. Esau has the sword and the fatness of the earth.
Right.
Right? Rebecca's now talking to Jacob. After everybody got their blessings, Rebecca's talking to Jacob now. Okay?
you said
Verse
42,
27.
27 to 42.
Mhm.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 42. And these words of Esau, her eldest son, were told to Rebekah.
Mhm.
And she sent in
Oh, we're 41. My fault.
Salakia. 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of
So when they tell you in the Bible, you can't hate. You can't hate. Somebody hated you first. Somebody hated you first.
the other way. You always messed up. Turn again.
Come on, man. Yeah, y'all gotta get your shit. Right here. Just go out.
A little bit, just a little.
He said it's too loud. Jesus Christ. Jesus. Read on.
Good one, God, sir. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him.
Mhm.
And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will slay my brother Jacob.
I'm
Now
crying.
you want to kill him.
Oh, my father just died. I'm gonna say, you're gonna bring crying.
As soon as I get over this, I'm gonna kill you.
This is your eternal enemy.
Right.
I have scriptures upon scriptures I can bring out, but it's already 9 o'clock.
Right.
It's already 9 o'clock. This is your eternal enemy. Forever. You understand?
Right.
Forever, this is your enemy. This is what it is. I'm not making this up. I don't have to make it up. I can tell you the history of our fathers. The father of the Israelites and the father of white people. I can tell you. I can tell you the relationship they had. I'm reading it to you. And this just continued throughout history. For the Lord said, y'all get the blessing. He's going to be blessed with war for a time. The time is going to come when I'm going to end it. That time will come once blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians get along. Understand that? Sweat. Show up. Any other questions? I'll bring it next week. And if Israelite, much of you.